Well, welcome. Hi, this is Jesse over at Decker Truck Line. We are talking about all the different positions that we have here available at Decker. We're talking flatbed and refrigerated, miles, pay, home time, sign on bonuses. What am I missing? Equipment and more. All right. Hey, Riley. Oh, always fun to see you popping on real quick. All right, so let's dive into it. We've got Midwest flatbed opportunities. We have over the road flatbed opportunities. We have a handful of refrigerated opportunities as well. But when it comes to options, flatbed and options and miles, flatbed is winning the race right now. I think, you're always looking at where the most miles available, where's the most growth. As far as company wide, the most or the majority of the growth right now is in our flatbed division. So we are seeing a lot of opportunities for home weekly. We're seeing a lot of opportunities for those who are getting home every other weekend as well, but home weekly for sure. So, hey, Sean, bud. Um, so yeah, that's basically what we're going to talk about today is a lot of flatbed opportunities and of course hit on some of those refrigerated opportunities too for those of you who are looking for weekly home time and live in just that right area because that is important in order to qualify for any of these individual positions. Location, 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 right? It's all about where you live and making sure that we can get you home. Very important. Um, yeah. Oh, I just got there we go. Sorry, pop-ups all over the place. So, anyways, flatbed. We have our Midwest flatbed. Our 1450 is probably our um, strongest growing division right now. 1450, we call it that because you get paid $1,450 a week as the minimum pay. And just in case you forgot, when I'm talking minimum pay, I'm talking like safety net. That's here. You're not going to go below that. You need, of course, to make sure that you meet all of the qualifications for the minimum pay, but if you're making yourself available 5 days a week, this is flatbed. So keep in mind, this is the flatbed division. Making yourself available at least 5 days a week. You don't have any load refusals. You're not refusing the loads. You're getting to the deliveries, the shipments and deliveries on time. You're getting your paperwork in on time, which by the way, paperwork cutoff is on Friday night. Get all of that in by Friday night. This is Friday. I meant Tuesday. Wow, Tuesday night. Get it in by Tuesday night. Also, I should mention this is flatbed. The requirements for the minimum pay are different in the refrigerated than they are for the flatbed. And a lot of that has to do with the type of freight, the type of runs that we have in one division versus the other. That weighs heavily on those minimum requirement. They're very, very similar. It's really the time frame that's the only difference, but get your paperwork in on time. And no CSA violations for the week, no preventable accidents for the week. I think that's very important. If you have a CSA violation or a preventable accident, that's just null and voids your minimum pay. So make sure that you're staying clear of those. But those basically that's it. Those are the requirements. You just have those 6 requirements. If you have a good handle on your hours of service and you're running your clock, to the best extent possible, you're taking advantage of all of your time on the road, you're not going to have any problem. You probably will be making more than the 1450 even in that Midwest flatbed division. And the reason I say even in that is because that's a home weekly position. A lot of times you're coming home on like a Friday night or Saturday morning and then back out either Sunday night or early Monday morning. I say a lot because it's not guaranteed that you're home on the weekends, but it's pretty dang common seeing as most of the flatbed freight doesn't run, Saturday and Sundays. Usually, not always, but usually. So keep that in mind when you're thinking, different options of what you're looking for. If you live in the Midwest, more specifically Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Southern Michigan, and Grand Rapids as well, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or most of Wisconsin, but Milwaukee heavy. Southern Wisconsin's really strong for us, up towards the Minneapolis area. If you live in any of those areas, St. Louis, Missouri, you're going to be within the hiring area for that Midwest Flatbed 1450 division. That's a great division to be part of, with that flatbed growing as much as it is, because it gives you a whole lot of gives you a whole lot of opportunity. Corbin, how are you? He says, "Can I run? Can I run paper?" You cannot run paper. You are ELD. you are on electronic logs. Let's talk about actually some of the equipment, so you know what you're looking at. Corbin, it's good to see you, by the way. So as far as equipment wise, we are mostly the 579 Peterbilts. We have some 586 Peterbilts. Is that right? Yeah, 586. We've got 589s. Sorry, 576, 589s. There we go. And then we have some Volvos, and those are either 860s or 780s on the refrigerated side. Let's talk flatbed. Okay, let me rewind here a little bit. So 589s and 579s, 589s for the flatbed division. We have some 740 Volvos for the flatbed division and a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. There we go. Let me stay on track with the same division so I'm not confusing you even more. So those are what we have mostly available for trucks. Like I said, in the majority of our trucks are the Peets. That said, if our Peets are all full at the time, I don't want to promise you a Pete and then you end up with a Volvo or a Freightliner, or even vice versa for those. But yeah, the majority are Peets. They are very well equipped. Yes, they're ELDs. The paper is just the backup. But yeah, they're ELDs. We have the TransFlow app. You can have the TransFlow app on your phone. We've got it on the tablet. It's the GeoTabs, the tablet there that you have that on. And of course, lots of resources on those tablets as well. The TransFlow app, you have access to training videos. You have access to your scorecard and your safety bonus. The Lytx system is what the safety bonus is based off of, which does include inward and outward facing event recorders, lane departure speed gauge, following distance. Yeah, so many. I know I'm missing different things, but there's lots of features to that Lytx system. We do not have a live feed. I know Lytx offers that as an option, not an option we have chosen to opt in at. But yeah, there are still a lot of features available with that Lytx system. We have APUs, inverters in the trucks. We have the 22-inch smart TV with Epic View streaming. That's 100 plus channels, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. There's a bunch, lots of them. We also have free Wi-Fi, so streaming available that way as well. So if you are somebody who likes to listen to podcasts or books on tape or whatever, even if you play video games on your downtime, the streaming's there. We do have radio-ready equipment in the truck. You would just have to have the subscription for Sirius in order to have that. Where we pay for the subscription to the television or for the Epic View, you would be responsible for Sirius if you wanted to do that. But all the equipment's there. It's good to go. We have the CB units in the truck. I think most of those are the Cobra 29s. I think we've got some 25s as well, but we've got mostly Cobras. They are double bunk trucks, so they are definitely roomy. They have larger refrigerators, the newer models, and we do run newer models, by the way. Average age, I think, is right around the 18-month mark. So you'll see 25s, 24s, 23s, maybe some 22s as well, but average age is right around that 18-month mark. And then we've got I'm trying to make sure I'm covering all my grounds for all the amenities. There's a lot of amenities, you guys. Inverter, I think I mentioned that, and I know I said APU. Oh, microwave. Duh. We have microwaves in all the trucks as well. So see, I told you, lots of amenities. So they are fully loaded for you. All kinds of goodies to keep you comfortable on your downtime, and of course while you're going down the road as well. So, but that's both in the refrigerated and flatbed division that we have all of those amenities. The only difference is, as far as the flatbed, we have, of course, a headache rack, but you've got the 740s for the flatbed division in the Volvos, and then 780s or 860s in the refrigerated and dry van division. But Again, most of them are the 579 or 589 Peterbilts. Yeah. Yeah, so equipment-wise, that's what you're looking at. Wilson trailers for the flatbed division. Like I said, we like to keep our equipment newer, well-maintained. We actually have a challenge, or I guess the inspection, pre-trip inspection challenge that we do. If you find a yellow tag on the equipment, you call it in and report it. You get to go into a drawing for a chance to win a $20 gift card for Pilot Flying J, and then at the end of the year, you have the opportunity to win a $500 drawing. So yeah, that can be out there as well. So we love having that availability to you all. Not too shabby with all of those different challenges. All right. As far as other flatbed positions, the Home Weekly in the 1450 is a great opportunity because you're running more of those, you're running shorter lanes, able to get you home a little bit more often. It does come with an $8,000 sign-on bonus. I know, that's a big one. That $8,000 sign-on bonus pays out in three, I almost said four, in three settlements. You'll get $2,000 on your 6-month mark. You'll get another $2,000 on your 9-month mark. And on your 1-year anniversary at 12 months, you'll get the remaining $4,000 sign-on bonus. And again, that is for the 1450 Home Weekly Midwest flatbed position. Like I said, they've got good miles on that one. You've got lots of freight, lots of opportunities. So, and of course, prime areas is, prime hiring area is going to be eligible for that $8,000 sign-on bonus. So, yes. Call us if you have questions. By the way, that telephone number that's popping up on the screen, that 877-233-2537, that's to our recruiting department. Get a hold of one of our recruiters and we will get your questions answered. What's available, what's the benefits, the equipment, whatever your questions are, we'll get those to you right there. And of course, you can put them in the chat as well, and I'll get them answered as soon as I see them. Sounds fair. All right. Okay. And now, as far as the over-the-road flatbed opportunities, so we have some of those as well. Those are usually home every other weekend, or every 11 to 12 days usually for home time. And that one runs mostly a little bit longer length of haul, but you're staying basically east of Denver. So Denver and east for the most part. Every once in a while we might have something that runs out west, but we don't have a lot that runs out there. Most of it's going to be very heavy in the Midwest, as well as towards the east. Not necessarily like east as in the New England states and New York City, but more so like you'll have Pennsylvania, you'll have Kentucky, you'll have the Carolinas and Florida and Georgia. That's more of what I'm talking about. Virginia, more of what I'm talking about when I'm saying east as far as it goes for flatbed. But the Midwest is real heavy. Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama, real heavy freight-wise for us there. And of course, the areas that I named earlier today, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Missouri. How many M's can I get in there? There's a few. So yes, we have opportunity that way. Same number, 877-233-2537. You can also apply directly online at drivedecker.com, and as soon as you fill out the application, we will get rolling on getting a hold of you and getting you pre-approved for an opportunity there, wherever it is that you're at. Hopefully in the right location, right? All right. We also have a Home Weekly opportunity down in the South. This is not southern states only that you'd be running. It is, however, only available within the corridor there between Bessemer, Alabama and Atlanta, Georgia on 20. So if you live right there on I-20 between Bessemer, Alabama and Atlanta, Georgia, then you're in an area that we can get you home on a weekly basis. That one is a minimum of $1,000 a week. It is a $4,000 sign-on bonus. So it pays $1,000 on your 6-month anniversary, another $1,000 on your 9-month anniversary, and the remaining $2,000 on your 1-year anniversary. So yeah, that's what you'd be looking at on that home weekly down in Alabama and Georgia. So if you're looking for that, give us a holler. Do know that you'll probably be running into the Midwest at least once a week. All of our divisions, all of our flatbed divisions run heavily within the Midwest. So even if you're, from the South, that's pretty darn common. So yeah, missing out that minimum of $1,000 a week with the $4,000 sign-on bonus for that one. So, and home weekly. Not always on the weekend, but like I said, it's pretty darn common when you're right there. For flatbed at least. So 877-433-2537 or 877-233-2537. Now, I want to back up just a hair. When I was mentioning the over-the-road flatbed division, that one offers a $4,000 sign-on bonus as well. It pays out the same as that home weekly down in the South. When it comes to the sign-on bonus, you'll get you'll get $1,000 on your 6-month anniversary and your 9-month anniversary, and then the remaining $2,000 on your 1-year anniversary. So you'll get those lump sums along with it. You get paid every Friday, direct deposit. And please remember that your rate of pay, even though you have the minimum pay threshold, right, your rate of pay per mile is going to be based on your experience level. So if you have 6 months of flatbed experience, you'll be starting at 56 cents a mile. If you've got, off the top of my head, if you've got 15 years of experience, you're starting at 70 cents a mile. So those are the ranges, basically, 56 to 70 cents a mile for mileage pay. 70 is the cap right now, but if you're, depending on what you're coming in at, 60, 61, whatever, when you come aboard, in all cases, 10 cents per mile is per diem. So 10 cents per mile is per diem. You're not taxed on it. And then you'll get a penny raise on your 90-day mark. So not only will you get, on your 90-day mark, you'll get a penny raise on your 90-day mark, and then you'll get a penny raise annually as well until you hit that 70 cents a mile. So not only will you get the raise annually, but within your first year, you'll get that penny raise at 90 days as well. So again, if you have questions, 877-233-2537. That'll help you out. That'll get you started. There you go. What else can I tell you about that? I think that's about it for that division. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Feel free to call if you have any questions, though. Let's get those answered for you. As far as the over-the-road flatbed, same thing with the minimum pay, same requirements that you are, in order to be eligible, you have to run at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals, no driver service failures, no CSA violations or preventable accidents, and of course getting your paperwork in on time. That's all part of it. The cutoff is Tuesday night for that one, and again, that's all flatbed. Refrigerated, a little bit different. We have a couple of different refrigerated divisions. I'm going to start actually with our home weekly refrigerated division. This one pays based off of experience, so it's your mileage pay and of course your years of experience. If you have 6 months of experience, you'll be starting at 55 cents a mile. 10 cents of that's per diem, so you're not taxed on it. And then of course the more years of experience, the higher rate of pay you'd be starting off to get you started. Yeah. What did I just say? Yes. You do get a penny raise after 90 days, and then you get a penny raise annually with that one as well. That is running a very confined area, so expect shorter lengths of haul for that one. You're probably not going to rack up as many miles in that division because you're running shorter miles and we're guaranteeing you home on the weekends. So because we're guaranteeing you home on the weekends, we can't have you run too far out in order to make sure that we're getting you home, right? So you are going to be limited on the number of miles that we can stack up. What's great is that you're in an area that we have a lot of shorter runs, so we can stack those pretty well. But it's your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you run, guaranteed home on the weekends, at least for a 34. So, like I mentioned before, coming in on a Friday night or Saturday morning, more likely Saturday morning, and then back out either Sunday night or early Monday morning. So you're probably coming in Friday night, Saturday morning, and leaving back out sometime on Sunday. It is pretty normal for that division. And again, that's a home weekly refrigerated division that we've got here at Decker. Call us, let us know where you live. We'll tell you what type of opportunities we have in your area, and then you can tell us, this is what I'm looking for. Or the other way around, you can say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Do you have it in my area? And all you need to do is give us your zip code, give us your city and state, whatever, and we'll tell you what we have available, and then we can narrow it down to see if it's a good fit for you, as far as home time and miles and expected pay and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, 877-433-2537. Now, we have other refrigerated opportunities as well. That one alone is the guaranteed home weekly that I was talking about. Let's talk about the next stage of home opportunities would be 11 days out and 3 days home. That one is available in areas of the Midwest, even towards the east a little bit, but areas of the Midwest more specifically. And so you're out 11 days, you're home for 3. Yes, we have a minimum pay in this division. That division is a minimum pay of $1,000. And in order to qualify for that, the qualifications for the minimum pay for the refrigerated division is you have to be available to work 11 days and then 3 days off. So that's the rotation for that. Be available for the 11 days and then your 3 days off. Get your paperwork in within the first 12 hours of delivering the load. That's very important. Please get the paperwork in. Just as a side note, as I'm going through these minimum requirements, as a side note, we had different requirements previously for that minimum pay, and the getting your paperwork in by the cutoff was the requirement back then. It is so much better to have your paperwork in within the first 12 hours so that the payroll department can take care of it, can get it submitted, can get it billed out, invoiced out, and get the money back in time to get you paid. We pay every Friday direct deposit. So it's nice to have all of that taken care of where we're not chasing it. You're not chasing the paperwork in the truck, and we're not chasing the shipper and receiver, in the invoice basically. So yeah, anyways, that's one of the requirements. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Be available for dispatch 11 days and then 3 off, but you have to be able to or be running those 11 days. No load refusals, no driver service failures, so no late loads during that time, no CSA violations or preventable accidents, and of course getting your paperwork in within the 12 hours following when you delivered the load. That one offers a $4,000 sign-on bonus. The sign-on bonus requirements are that you have at least 2 years of experience. These are the sign-on bonus requirements for the refrigerated division. You have at least 2 years of experience and no more than 3 jobs within the last 18 months. I was going to say that backwards and it just didn't make sense. So no more than 3 jobs in the last 18 months in order to qualify for that sign-on bonus. Again, $4,000, so it pays out with $1,000 on your 6-month mark, another $1,000 on your 9-month mark, and then remaining $2,000 on your 1-year anniversary. So it's a $4,000 taxed total for the sign-on bonus. Oh wait, it's bonus, so this is not not anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna double check that with payroll because I know so many things have changed that way nationwide. We'll find out. Okay, what else can I tell you about this position? It is, like I said, 11 days out, 3 days home. We have an over-the-road division as well. The difference between the two is the over-the-road is going to run more out west. You can still run out west in the 11 and 3, but you'll see even more of it in the 2 to 3 weeks out and home for 4 to 5 days, just because they're a longer length of haul and we have more time to get you back. Now we hire for our 2 to 3 weeks out refrigerated division in areas of Washington and Montana and Utah, Oregon, Arizona. We've opened up areas of Arizona like Tucson as well as Phoenix, so that's a fantastic addition. Areas of Colorado, Denver, Colorado Springs. Like I said, we've definitely opened up some areas, so it's fantastic to see the growth there. Oregon, we are still hiring in Northern Oregon, Portland, Hermiston, Pendleton areas, Seattle for Washington, pretty much most of Washington. Not a whole lot north of Seattle, but yeah, definitely in the Seattle area, Tacoma, the Tri-Cities. Lots of opportunities that way. Utah along 15 there, right? It's 15. So Salt Lake City, we've got quite a bit around that area. And then, of course, Boise, Idaho is another addition. I forgot we added Boise as well. So we've got an opportunity there. Phoenix, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, Vegas. Give us a call, 877-433-2537 for more details on that one. Again, a $4,000 sign-on bonus, and your rate of pay per mile is going to be based on your experience level. So yes, we have $1,000 minimum pay, but with our over-the-road refrigerated, our 11-3 refrigerated, our over-the-road flatbed, and even our regional flatbed, it's not uncommon. It's actually expected that you would see a higher rate of pay with your mileage than, of course, your minimum pay. That minimum pay is only a safety net. It is not a goal. Please do not think, oh, that's I need to make sure that I meet all these requirements so that I can get the minimum pay. No, I mean, you meet all those requirements, you're probably going to exceed that minimum pay significantly, right? Yes, you want to meet those qualifications, but really adhering to those qualifications, you're going to see more miles and better opportunities than just making the minimum requirement your goal. Does that make sense? Like we want to leave that in the dust. We want to see you do even better. That's our goal. It's just nice to have that safety net for you. We have monthly bonuses as well for flatbed and refrigerated. We have our scorecard and our safety bonus. Scorecard can get you an extra 4 cents a mile, and safety can get you an extra penny per mile. So altogether, it can be an extra 5 cents a mile for some of you if you get those perfect scores. We did talk more about it last week on the scorecard and the safety bonus, but that's because we paid out on those bonuses last week. So you get to see a lot of growth there. Yes, indeed. Thousands of dollars are paid out each month in bonuses, and I'm talking like, $45,000 to $80,000 a month. It's paid out in monthly bonuses on a regular basis. If you haven't seen it, we'd like to show you more. Yep, and like I said, we do have that sign-on bonus, $4,000 sign-on bonus for the refrigerated division as well. Again, requirements-wise, you do need to have at least 2 years of tractor-trailer experience and no more than 3 jobs within the last 18 months in order to qualify for that sign-on bonus. Those are refrigerated sign-on bonus requirements, not flatbed. Excellent. All right, benefits, they all start after your 60 days. So you have 60 days before your medical, dental, vision, prescriptions available to you, as well as your 401k. The prescription is $0 copay. We have it on generic. We have it on some of our specialty and brand name prescriptions. Seriously, huge savings there. That was a massive win when we were able to get that addition to our benefits program a few years ago. So big win for the benefits department. Yeah, big win for all of our drivers as well. Anybody who's, of course, has a prescription or has to be on one or has had one, was able to save a lot of money. Some of them, those prescriptions can be so expensive, like $1,000 a week or a month for some of those. It's insane. Anyways, we've got great coverage there. We've got company paid life insurance on you, spouse, dependents. We have and you can bump it up as well. So it's very reasonably priced. We have short-term and long-term disability options. We have, I know I'm missing some, lots of options. All right. I know I'm missing, what else am I missing benefits-wise? Got great coverage. If you have questions, just reach out to the recruiter. We can get you a benefits package to review. And that way you can just kind of look it over and make sure, oh, that's what I was looking for. Perfect. Oh, as far as the 401k, we have a 25% match on the 401k. So a company match there. Yep. And all after 60 days of employment. So again, 877-233-2537. If any of those positions sound like what you're looking for, give us a holler. We will keep you in the loop on what's going on and see if we can't help you find the right position for you. This week. So I would like to keep you up to date on all the new positions each and every week. That's why we do these weekly lives. But this week also we announced our driver of the month for June. We announced our monthly driver of the month following when you ran it. So those who earned June driver of the month we're just releasing those. Actually just released it yesterday afternoon, I think. Is that when I posted it? I can't remember. In each division, so our refrigerated and dry van division, we have 4 driver of the month finalists. In our flatbed division, we have 2 driver of the month finalists, and we have 1 winner from each division for the flatbed and 1 for the refrigerated dry van division. So as far as our finalists, they get a gift card, a Walmart gift card, and then they also get a they get a gift from the Decker store. So a gift from the Decker store as well as a $50 Walmart gift card. Dale Hendry, Curtis Drake, Nathan McMillan, and Fred McCord are our 4 finalists for Driver of the Month in the refrigerated dry van division. And for our flatbed Driver of the Month finalists, Jesse Brenner and Vincent Preston earned those titles. As far as the winners of Driver of the Month winners, they get a $100 gift card, and then they will also get a $50 gift card to the Decker store. By the way, if you have not checked out our Decker store, you can access that on the Shopify app. You can also just look up Decker Truckline and it'll come up with all those options.